Farming is an important part of Core Keeper, and the sooner you get started the better, as it can provide all the food you'll need to stave off hunger, as well as provide bonus effects. In this video, I'll show you every current farmable crop and what you'll need to do to plant them. Let's get started. To get started farming, you're just going to need yourself a couple of tools as well as some seeds. So let's take a look at the tools you're going to need. We're going to go over to the basic workbench. That's the first workbench you can craft. All you're going to need is a copper hoe, which costs 4 wood and 2 copper, and a watering can, which costs 4 copper bars. Those should be pretty simple to make. And then you're going to need some seeds. So the first seeds you're most likely going to come across are either going to be the bomb pepper seeds, the glow tulip seeds, the heartberry seeds, the root seeds. Those are going to be the ones you're going to find in the dirt biome. You can also find them in other biomes as well, but they're going to be the first ones you run into. Later on, you'll end up finding the grub capic seeds, which you're mostly going to find in the clay caves biome. The carrot seeds are going to be found in the Forgotten Ruins biome, which is the stone area. And then the pafungi seeds are going to be found in the mold dungeons, which are inside of Azos' wilderness. They're going to be probably the last biome you find currently. And what you're going to need to do is just plant these in the right places or the right type of ground. So let's go down here and head on down. This is my farm. So it's a pretty decent sized farm. And as you can see, I have mostly glow tulips there because it's kind of just for show right now because I haven't really been farming it. But all you're going to need to do is hoe some ground. So we'll just hoe the ground real quick. So all you're going to do is right click and that's it. That looks like that's the ground hoed. And then you just put a seed down. So we'll just grab the bomb pepper seed here, for example. We'll place that down by right clicking, and it's there. Then we just water it, and we're done. That's all it takes is to plant the seed, water it, and you're done. So I'd recommend hoeing out the entire area, planting all your seeds, and going around and watering. For the watering source, I would recommend either building near a water source or trenching an area. So you can trench, if there's, let's say you want to build your farm over here, but the water's over here, you can actually trench the water and have it over here. I ended up using these wells, the water wells, which you can find in the Forgotten Ruins biome. And we'll take a look at the map in just a second to show you exactly where all these seeds are. Now, the other thing that you're gonna need to make sure you do is plant the seeds in the right type of soil. So the first couple seeds, the bomb pepper seed, the glow tulip seed, the grub capic seed, the heartberry seed, and the root seed, which we haven't seen yet, but we'll show you in just a second. Those all need to be planted in dirt ground, which you can find all over the dirt biome. The carrot seed is going to be planted in stone ground, and the pafungi seed is going to be planted in mold ground, which I don't have any extra of, but you can see kind of looks like the stone ground, but it's a little bit different. Just make sure when you place them down, you hoe them. If you're not aware, you can actually pretty simply move stuff around. So all you have to do, let's say, for example, that this was dirt. We can just go out here and look for some dirt. There should be dirt out here. Let's say I needed dirt, but there was no dirt near me. I could just walk over here, use any type of shovel. It doesn't really matter. Dig up my dirt ground. Now I got the dirt ground. I can then transport it back over here. And if I wanted to put my farm here, and let's say that I wanted to put a farm here, I could just dig this ground up right here and then put the dirt right there, and you can relocate your farms. Just make sure you hoe the grounds, have water nearby, and you're good to go. So now real quick, let's take a look at the map. The brown area here is going to be the dirt biome. That's going to be the first place you find. You're going to find the dirt ground there, obviously, and you're also going to find a lot of the seeds here. The orange area down here is the clay caves. That's where you're going to find the grub capic seeds for the fiber. And then the carrot seeds are going to be found up here in the stone biome, which is the Forgotten Ruins. And then the mold dungeon up here, the blue area inside of the green. This is the most dangerous biome right now in the game. This is where you're going to find the pafungi seeds. And you can get seeds. You can find the crops laying around. So you might walk over and see a glow tulip. If you farm it, you should get the glow tulip and a seed. You can also get seeds from enemies dropping them. You can get seeds from breaking crates or other containers. They can be inside chests and stuff like that. So time you fight a mob, there's a chance they could drop a seed. So always be on the lookout for that. So before we show you the food, let's take a quick look at the one crop that I did not show you, which is going to be the root seed that's over here. So you can get these pretty quickly, and I would recommend putting some of these out early on because it's just going to help you get lots of wood. And basically all you do, you don't even have to water these. You just put these down. So when you put the root seed down, it's going to produce a little block like this where the leaves are. Let me kill these guys real quick. And what you do is you just plant that down and leave it. And as you can see, I planted one here, and the wood's just going to grow in all directions, and it'll grow out as far as it can until it reaches a block that's blocking it, or they don't like to grow in sand. So if you just have a huge dirt area and leave this long enough, it'll just grow out and fill out. You can plant as many as you want. They'll interweave with each other. And then when you farm it, all you have to do, I didn't mention this, was when you're farming the crops, all you have to do is hit them. So if you hit the crops, the ones that are over there, you just hit them, you'll farm them. With this one, as long as you leave this middle block right here where the leaves are, this will just keep growing back. So you only have to really plant one and you should be good forever, or plant a couple and you should be good forever. Although you'll end up finding out that wood's pretty easy to get. So let's go take a look at the food you can make and why it's actually helpful to farm, because eating the foods individually is okay, but the sooner the better that you cook them, you're going to end up getting much better buffs from them as well as bonus effects. So real quick, let's take a look at the cooking pot. And I believe the cooking pot, you have to, let's see what with the cooking pot on. It might be on the tin workbench. Is it the first work? Oh, it's the first workbench. It only takes 2 wood, 6 copper. I'd recommend making the cooking pot immediately as soon as you can, because this is going to be super useful. They've added a recipe book here. So for example, we're just going to pick one of these. The heartberry, if you click on the recipe book here, it'll open it up and you'll see that the heartberry, when combined with different foods, so combining it with the blue cave guppy, which is one of the fish, will give you this. Combining it with another heartberry will give you this. Basically, each type of food is going to have a specific bonus. So for example, heartberries, you're going to notice, always are going to give you the plus max health. So they're going to give you more max health. But whatever you combine them with, they're going to get other bonuses. So for example, in this case, combining it with a tulip, the glow tulips give you glow. So putting those two together are going to give you the glow and the max health. Plus, they're going to give you more food rather than eating them individually. And they're also going to give you a bonus of healing over time. So you're going to want to make sure you look for these and look at each one of them. So the glow tulip provides glow. The bomb pepper is going to provide movement speed when combined with any other food. The carrot's going to provide armor when combined with any other food. And then the Pafungi is going to provide 8% reduced damage taken from bosses for 5 minutes. So these could be super useful for fighting the bosses. Or if you want to fight the bosses over and over again and farm them, that's going to be super useful. And then the one crop that you can't grow, at least I don't think you can or not yet, is mushrooms. So you can find mushrooms all over the place, and they can be combined with all these foods as well as with each other. So the other thing to be mindful of is you can combine heartberries with all the other foods. You can make 2 heartberries together, and they'll give you a food as well. So eating 2 heartberries, for example, will give you 22 food plus the 2.8 health every second for 20 seconds. But if you cook 2 of them together, you're going to end up getting more food, the max health, as well as the health regeneration. Now, do be mindful. We'll take a look at the skills real quick. So you're going to have farming skills, which are the gardening down here. These are going to give you bonuses. So like, for example, the first gardening skill, I have a 25% chance to gain a seed when harvesting plants now. Each one of these is 5, so it goes up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is going to be super useful because seeds, when you harvest a crop, you typically only get 1 seed. So this is going to give you a chance to get a bonus seed. And then you can go down here and look at the other things and pick whatever one you want. I'd probably recommend going for this one second because honestly, the watering can thing's not really worth it. This one, like for example, 25% food when eating plants or cooked food made out of plants. So as like when I cook the specific foods, I'm going to get a bonus from that. And then you're also going to have the cooking bonus over here as well. So for example, the first one, 25% food from cooked food. So if you're just starting out and your cooking level and your gardening level are probably lower, you're not going to get the same stats from the foods as I am. So for example, you're not going to get the 28 health from the 32 food from this combination or the 28 food. Later on, they'll get boosted up. And as my level go up, these will go up as well. So that's going to be the bonus for that. So you're going to level your gardening skill by farming, and you're going to level your cooking skill by taking those foods and cooking them. So those are all the things you probably need to know about farming and getting started. Like I said, do it as soon as possible. That way you'll get a huge supply of food and you should never run out of food. The other thing is you're going to make sure you have to water the crops twice. So if you plant the crop and you water it, you got to come back and water it again, and then it'll fully grow. I think it takes about 10 minutes for the crops to fully grow, and then you can harvest them and replant them, and just keep doing that every couple of days, and you should have no problem having food. So anyway, that's all the basics of farming. That's what you're gonna need to know. If you found this video helpful, make sure to click the like button and consider subscribing for more Core Keeper videos just like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.